Hey, Peace World, thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please hit the subscribe button. If you like the way any of the subjects or topics are being broken down, discussed, reviewed, or analyzed, hit that like button. Leave a comment, share the video, support the channel any way possible. I do appreciate all of the recent new subscribers to the channel. It's been growing like it's been growing like grass lately. What do you say with the mass appeal? Jamal, I believe, from Illegal. But look, man, let me get into it. One of my favorite solo artists in hip hop, Skyzoo. I've been telling people about this guy for years in my circle, and he's very well respected MC out of Brooklyn, and very thoughtful brother. I have an interview on here on the channel somewhere down in the playlist. You can check it out. He was here a couple of months ago at did a show in Columbus, Ohio, and was gracious enough to give me like 15, 20 minutes of his time after his set. So I appreciate that. But he's coming out with another project. Actually, it comes out later tonight. You can check him out on Instagram Live. I think it's just at Skyzoo. I think he's gonna preview some snippets. And then kind of curate the album and walk you through it. But the album is actually called Milestones. And his son is named Miles. Interesting thing, I believe the mother of his child, I'm not even going to disrespect the brother and call it his BM or his baby mama or anything. I really believe it's, if my timeline, kind of following the brother, I think his baby's mother is Derek Jeter of Michigan and New York Yankee lore. I think that's the mother, is his sister. I just think that's really interesting. But anyway, Skyzoo, this Milestones album comes out tonight at midnight. It's only 7 records, so it's an EP. I love the titles on here, but the song Milestones. His son is named Miles, and it's a very thoughtful album and an interesting project because it's about black fathers and fatherhood, black fatherhood. I'm imagining anybody who's down with the culture, it's about fatherhood, but specifically, it probably is intended for black fathers in all reality. And this is so apropos, the subject matter, in my opinion, because right now with what's going on across the nation in response to the police brutality situations we just saw a father of 3 or 4 gunned down by the Atlanta Police Department in Rayshard Brooks. And I've been saying this on my It's Always Personal podcast and a little bit on here and maybe on my Instagram account. All of us can't get out and do Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, so on and so forth. Some of us can't lead anything. Some of us can't show up at the men's meeting on a regular. Some of us don't know how to get involved with activism and how to protest and how to fight the power, so to speak. And I think fatherhood, for those of you that are fortunate enough to be fathers, that is an awesome way for you to fight the power and fight the system, is to put capable, intelligent, optimistic, open-minded, smart, brilliant young men out into the world. Young men who select young sisters and create strong families, who create another group of offspring that, are all in line with that. And it takes cycles of that. That's just me. So some people might think you got to hit the streets and you got to do this and you got to podcast and you got to make movies and you got to preach, you got to whatever. But this is dope for Skyzoo releasing this project. This is his, in my opinion, this is kind of his form of activism, is giving us something thoughtful here. So the single was called the single that he put out a couple of weeks ago, and is also on his Instagram page. It's called "Song for Fathers," and it's a really dope record. It caught my mind immediately. It's produced by Ill Mind, a really dope producer. But it caught my mind because it reuses the sample from an old joint from that Static Selector had with Joel Ortiz. That single was called "Bring 'Em Up Dead." It's one of my favorite records on Static Selector's extended play album, and I thought that sample was just really dope to me, and I didn't realize that it was from For Your Eyes Only, which is a James Bond movie from 1981, and the sample is just fire. I'm gonna play a quick snippet of it. I love that horn right there. It's in the intro of the song. Easy to find. Bring 'em up dead. You might have with the Onyx. I'll probably get in trouble with some kind of copyright thing and whatnot. But you can check that out. I'm gonna tell you a quick place to go if you really love music. Check out whosampled.com, and you can go in there and see where they get all this stuff from, how they use it, how they chop it up, where they find it, who else sampled it, so on and so forth. Whosampled.com. Shout out to genius.com. I go in there and check out a lot of lyrics and whatnot when I'm not sure of what I'm hearing, or if I want to really see what this artist was saying and just whatever. Two dope sites if you know. This is an extension of hip hop, in my opinion, is these types of websites. Now, some of the lyrics, so for here, obviously the song is straightforward, a song for fathers. And what's dope about this Milestones project, as thoughtful and as consistent as Skyzoo is, on the album cover, it's a kind of a cartoonish or some kind of drawing of Furious Styles talking to Trey, Cuba Gooding, and Lawrence Fishburne from Boys in the Hood. And, you know, all of these, Skyzoo has used these same images throughout the years. He's referenced The Wire, Spike Lee movies. Just all of these characters have constantly been brought up in his projects. And this is also kind of an extension of what we heard on In Celebration of Us when he was talking through how he came up. And his father being in his life and his father being split from his mom. Them not being together, but them as parents wanting to make sure. And his father was in the streets a little bit. It's actually a dope part of a skit or interlude on that album where his father is like, yo, his father is telling his partner, I'm out with what we've been doing, and I know whatever, but I got a son now. His name is Skyler, and for him, I got to do this. And he talks about how his dad sent him to a different school from the knuckleheads, the school with all the knuckleheads around the corner. He took him somewhere else, and he always mentions that AP English and whatnot. So that's what you get with Skyzoo. But the chorus is "Believe It, Youngin', do you believe it? Superhero dad capes on, you know how we get." And this one is a song for my father, let the radio repeat it. A song for my father, let the radio repeat it. A song for my father, let the radio repeat it. Like every day is Father's Day weekend, this weekend. Celebrate it, celebrate it, celebrate it, yeah. Celebrate it, celebrate it. One dope line in here, I'm not gonna go through all of it, but he said, every cop that's out of pocket with his rep in his hand and every word thrown at me to make me less of a man was all fully aligned here for you to take part in. So put your whole chest in whatever you put your heart in. I put it on the table. There's nothing that can surprise you, keep you the wiser before they try to Corey Wise you. Miles, the miracle, every part of your breath. Doctors told me my only hope was IVF, in vitro fertilization. So know that everything that you are and what becomes of you is usually everything that be in front of you. So he's talking to that's a message that he's sharing with his kid about avoiding or surviving encounters with the law, being stopped by police and whatnot. Corey Wise, I see people out here that haven't been able to watch all of this is how they see us, or they see how they see us. Damn. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. I think it's How They See Us. My bad, man. Ava DuVernay. It's a four-part limited miniseries on there about the Central Park Five. How they see us. When they see us. I'm tripping. I shouldn't even mess that up like that. But when they see us. But you got to check that out. Corey Wise in the fourth episode, the final episode. It's tough to watch, but he went through it. Phenomenal job by the actor. I'm not even going to look his name up real quick. He was in Midnight. The boy that, the lead character, they had their little thing, after on the beach or whatever it was. That character. That actor. But that's what he's saying. So, be intelligent out here. Keep your head on the swivel. Have some forethought. Be aware and avoid getting your life messed up because you let your guard down for a minute. He also comes in and says something, just to close this out. He also has a verse, and it's more of a traditional joint. I believe it's 3 verses on here. Now you either get 1 verse, or a lot of dudes, the more common format is like 2 verses, chorus, 2 verses. He gives you the full 3. But he says, if there was ever a man who, in the 3rd verse, if there was ever a man who was generous, gracious, and good, that was my dad. Hollow tipped his way out the hood, shot his way out the hood, shot through it, and showed me how to hop to it. Like, never let nobody ever say what you're not doing, unless it's me. Same rule applied to the one that I made. Only one I'll give it to if he wanted my lane. All yours, nothing that I won't provide. From the first time that I saw you, from the first time that you saw the world and you opened mine. So this is a very personal project, man. He's a very thoughtful brother. And he's been talking about Miles. I think Miles is 2 or 3 years old now? 4 years, 3 years old, something like that. So like I said, man, I always salute Sky for putting out thoughtful material, man, for doing something different. And it's kind of interesting. I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, Skyzoo was who introduced me to West Side Gun, through West Side Gun being on the Peddlers thing. That doesn't really sound right. A couple of projects ago, though. And it's funny that Skyzoo appears on a lot of Griselda stuff here and there. He has them on his stuff. And he stays in his lane. I'll just sum it up with that. These really quickly before I get off here, man. Some of these titles really have me intrigued to check this album out tonight. Memory Serves Me. At least I got one. I'm imagining he might have got jumped or something, and he's saying at least I got one. I could be totally wrong right there. It could be about a female or something. I don't know. Track number 3 is called Turning 10. Number 4, Duffel Bag Weekends. I was there. My parents got divorced back in the day. I had to get that backpack together. That bag together. Duffel Bag Weekends. Eyes Wide Shut is track 5. Song for Fathers is track 6. And Duly Noted is track 7. The producers are not listed for the other joints, so I don't know who to look forward to other than Illmind. Hopefully Illmind threw one more track on there, but I don't think he did the whole thing. But anyway, like I said, man, in a few hours at 11 p.m. Eastern time, you can check him out and get the words directly for him, and then you wouldn't have even had to waste your time with me. But that's it, man. A song for fathers. Father's Day is coming up, and that's it, man. Pay me no mind. Cost you nothing. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.